Joining me right now is Mary Elka Pangestu, the Special Advisor of International Trade to the President of Indonesia. Thank you for speaking to us, ma'am. Ma'am, how do you see or how do you think can ASEAN position itself as the core growth engine of Asia to counter global turbulence?
Southeast Asia or ASEAN is actually, if you count it as as one, I think we're at number 4 in terms of size and so on and trade. So I think we can play an important role, and this is why in these very turbulent times, middle powers together, ASEAN maybe together with India, ASEAN with other middle powers, should actually rise to the challenge of increasing trade and investment with each other, continue to develop between each other, continue the interdependence, which is win-win, and continue the economic integration. So I think ASEAN, together with the other Asian countries, should and can play a role.
Now we are talking about trade. Trump tariff threats have created a lot of turbulence. So how do you plan to diversify the trade during the tariff threats?
Well, as I already mentioned, I think our strategy is, okay, we will continue to engage with the U.S. We will continue to have constructive and positive engagements with the U.S. To do the whatever you call it, tariff talks or negotiations. But at the same time, we will increase our domestic and regional resilience. And that's why we are focusing a lot since April on how can we strengthen ASEAN and really address the issues of the private sector. You know, the private sector is telling us, yes, we will still find the region attractive, but for us to really develop and reorganize our supply chain to respond to these uncertainties, we need really for the cross-border issues to be addressed. It's beyond tariffs, it's the non-tariff barriers, it's the customs, it's the trade facilitation, it's the rules of origin, as well as the cost of doing business. So your finance minister also mentioned that, how to improve investment, reduce the ICOR, make the investment effective by addressing the cost of doing business. So I think many countries are doing a similar thing. So how do we increase investments in our own countries to be able to increase growth as well as trade? And then you need the regional agreements to work, right? So we have ASEAN, we have ASEAN-India, we have RCEP, and we have a lot of potential for other partners. So Indonesia, for instance, we are also looking at Europe to diversify our markets. We just signed the Indonesia-EU Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, which hopefully will allow us to also diversify our markets to Europe.
Last question, with regards to FTA negotiations with India, what is the assurance from your side? Will India's concerns be addressed during the negotiations?
Well, you know, negotiations are a two-way street, or in this case, 10 and 1 street. So all the ASEAN countries plus India. I think there has to be a forward-looking thinking that we really want to make this agreement work. Because this is the time when we have to respond by increasing our trade and investment with each other, and therefore we have to make this work. So there has to be that kind of forward thinking. It's kind of the market access for goods on one side and market access for services on the other side. So how do we find that balance so that we can conclude this agreement? And it would be a very important signal if we can conclude this agreement. So East Asia and South Asia.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for speaking to us. Have a good day.